Hi, Teacher Tina here, and even if you are a hired VIPKID teacher, you probably don't always have the answers, and I don't always have the answers either, but I hope in this video that I can help you answer some of those tough questions that your referral may ask you if you are a referring teacher. So this video kind of has two audiences. Yes, it will help people in the hiring process, and it will also help those people in the hiring process. So I basically took some frequently asked questions and got 3 answers. So I'm going to share on the screen what the question was, what VIPKID's answer was, and what tips I have for you based on that answer. And I also created a cool infographic that I will be using throughout this video. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please do so. I am a VIPKID brand ambassador, meaning that some of my videos I have collaborated directly with VIPKID to get you the answers. So if you see that VIPKID brand ambassador logo, you know that it has gotten the stamp of approval from VIPKID. All right, be sure you subscribe so you don't miss any videos. Let's get started. Alrighty, here we go. So, FAQ number 1 is, how is the pay rate determined? And VIPKID's answer was, pay rate is almost entirely determined by your very first interview with a Chinese staff member. There is a rubric they use. Now, I don't know about you, but when I read this answer, I thought to myself, what does almost entirely determined mean? Does that mean like you can get extra pay later on if you keep doing an awesome job, or that your pay gets docked if you get nervous and something happens? I didn't quite know what this meant, and then it clicked for me, and I got it verified. But it clicked for me too. And so I'm going to show you that graphic that I mentioned that will help you understand what they're saying about when the pay rate is determined. So my top tip to you, based on that answer, is choose the hiring path that best suits your strengths and preferences, or your referrals' strengths and preferences, because they probably do have a choice. So let's check out those choices. Okay, these are the VIPKID hiring paths. I made this infographic. I hope you like it. The VIPKID hiring paths, that's just a term that I made up because I think it sounds good and it makes sense if you look at the graphic. So basically, the traditional VIPKID hiring path is this one right here. Is the 10-minute demo lesson, either the recorded option with the self-introduction or the live one with that interviewer in China. So most people, I would say, use this option because it's the first one that you're given when you apply to VIPKID if you pass the basic info stage. So basically, to pass that basic info stage, you need to at least indicate in your application that you have a bachelor's degree, at least a year of experience with kids in any capacity, and that you are legally eligible to work in the US and Canada. As long as those 3 things are triggered in the system, you will get invited to do this step. Some people get invited to do the Interview Express, which is shorter, and a lot of people like it. Now, kind of a drawback of doing this option is you don't get detailed feedback like you would if you do the 10-minute lesson. But check out where the pay rate is determined. I have that little key down here. So if you do the 10-minute traditional path with that demo, your pay rate is determined out the gate. But if you do the 3-minute Interview Express, it's not determined until later on in your mock class, or your mock classes if you need to do more than one. Okay? Similarly, if you choose to do a 4-hour coaching day, then your pay rate can't possibly be determined earlier than the mock class, because you're basically skipping the interview, you're skipping the teaching prep phase, and you're going straight to the mock class. So your pay rate is determined at that point too. So basically, what this infographic, I think, can tell you that's valuable is, if you are concerned about the pay rate, think about when you will be the most comfortable getting evaluated for it. So like, let's say that you are really confident out the gate and you think that you will totally just do an awesome job on the 10-minute demo and you're ready for it, go for it, right? Your pay rate will be determined then, and then you'll know, whether it's worth it in your mind financially to proceed with the rest of the process. But if you're a little nervous, maybe this whole VIPKID thing is so new to you, you don't really know ESL or online teaching, and you want to have some more time before you're evaluated for the pay rate, you probably want to choose another option. So again, these two options would mean that your pay rate is determined later on. Okay, but you have to check and see if you're able to do these. Okay, this one, the Interview Express, is by invite only. You will get an email about it. And the 4-hour coaching day, there needs to be registration space available. So I will put the link for the FastPass coaching day below, so hopefully you can get registered for that. They're very valuable experiences. All right, so keep in mind also that wherever you are getting your pay rate determined, you want to be sure you are completely ready to go, meaning that you have all of your background, you're completely ready with your TPR, and you also have a headset, preferably. Let's talk about the next one. So this is a very common question. FAQ number 2 is, do candidates truly need to have a headset? And VIPKID's answer, verbatim, was technically no. And I feel like I can hear that voice, like, technically no. But MCMs, that's mock class mentors, are looking for it. And it is one of the requirements on the application page, along with a stable connection. So technically, no, you don't have to have a headset, at least not early on in the process, but I highly recommend that you do have one. So here is my top tip. Just get your headset in the game, all right? And here's why. So using a headset in the hiring process, in my opinion, prevents IT issues. So anybody who has taught a VIPKID class before and the kid has not worn a headset, you may have encountered this frustrating experience where there is an echo, right? So their server's in China, our server is wherever you are teaching from, probably not China, and yeah, you'll probably hear an echo. So if you are in the hiring process, if you're like interviewing, right, in that 10-minute demo lesson, you want to avoid IT issues as much as you possibly can. So wear a headset. Also, wearing a headset gives you good practice wearing a headset because you've probably not worn one before. At least most VIPKID teachers have not had a headset strapped to their head for work in the past. So it just gives you more practice, gets you used to it. Also, it appears more professional. So most people don't have a headset just sitting around at home. So in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, I will look more professional if I have a headset on because it shows that I am invested in the job. And by the way, when I say invested, I'm talking like you can get a good headset for like $15 to $25. In fact, I have 2 headsets that I'm going to show you. Both of these headsets, they're my favorites. This one I wear pretty much every class. This is kind of my backup, but these are both good headsets and they usually run between $17 and $22. Which sounds a lot like the pay rate, right? The hourly pay rate. So if you think about it, you're kind of making an investment that will pay off in like 1 hour of teaching time. So I highly recommend that you get a headset. If you can't afford one in the hiring process, I recommend borrowing one from somewhere. You might be able to get one from a library or a friend who has done some kind of online job before. So I highly, highly recommend that you get a headset. So, and remember, if we look back at the hiring path, you want to have that headset wherever your pay rate is determined, in my opinion, okay? So think about that. And that takes me to question number 3, FAQ number 3. What is the best way for candidates to practice? Is there an online practice room that will be available? And VIPKID's answer excited me. So there is a practice room for FastPass applicants. Let me take you back a slide. Again, that was the FastPass applicants, the 4-hour coaching day. They do get a practice room, okay? But fear not if you are not able to do the FastPass coaching day. Look at what VIPKID had to say. They said, in new recruitment flow, so in the near future, there will be a practice room for everyone. Everyone gets a practice room in the future. I know that's not right now. But there are things that you can do to practice without a practice room, without an official VIPKID practice room. So my top tip to you is practice by yourself and then with a friend. So I suggest that you do 1 slide at a time. So you start with 1 slide. Start with slide number 1. Get really comfortable doing it. Do it in front of a mirror. Do it to your cat, whatever, so that you are comfortable with that first slide. Then practice slide number 2. and get comfortable with it. Then put slide number 1 and slide number 2 together. Then practice slide number 3. Then do 1, 2, 3. Just add slides as you go, and you'll be amazed by how quickly you get comfortable. And then you, in my opinion, should record yourself. I know it's painful to watch yourself back on a recording. You will probably hate your voice and you'll think, wow, I look like a doofus. I hear you. I have a YouTube channel. It's painful to watch yourself back, but you can learn so much by doing that. And I suggest that you watch yourself back and take some notes. You can even ask somebody to watch it for you if you don't want to actually perform for somebody yet. Have somebody else just watch it and take some notes or let you know general feedback, and then re-record and see the difference that you can make. You might realize that you are not smiling that much, or you are using incidental language. You'd be amazed how much you can learn just by watching your own videos, okay? But when you're finished watching yourself, when you're fed up with that, go on and enlist a friend to be your student. This is such a valuable step in getting ready for any part of the hiring process, really. So maybe you have a spouse, a partner, a friend, somebody around, maybe even a real kid who can help you in person, but I suggest also practicing online, okay? It's super, super valuable to practice through a webcam because that's how you're actually doing the interview and the mock class. So let's talk about my 3 favorite tools for online web conferencing. Okay, and I'll go through which one I think is good, which one is better, which one is best, so that you can practice. So let's go through. Okay, and I have recruited the help of my beautiful friend Nava. She's also a VIPKID teacher, and she posed for these pictures with me so I could show you what these different platforms look like. All of these platforms have a free option, so I'm showing you the free option on here. Okay, so Skype is my least favorite of these 3, but it is the one that most people are comfortable using, so it is better than nothing. But you can see what it looks like. So I don't really like the way that it cuts you off. I think it pans very wide. It's very widescreen, so it doesn't give you a great idea of what the VIPKID classroom actually looks like, but it's still better than nothing. And you do have the option to share a screen, which is nice, but it looks kind of messy. So yes, Skype is better than nothing, but it's still not my favorite. So let's go on and check out appear.in. Now, most people who I help, practice are not familiar with appear.in, but they really like it once they're in there. So basically, appear.in is, again, free, but you basically go on and create an account, and you create like an online chat room URL. Super duper easy. You just have an online chat room and you share that link with your referral, or your referring teacher can share that link with you, and you basically will meet that person at whatever time you decide, and the person who's joining the chat room basically just knocks on the door and the other person lets that person in. And look at how cool this is. I mean, it's crystal clear. We can see each other side by side, same size. And then it's really easy, again, to share the screen. The only downside really with this is that you can't see your picture at all. Like, there is no picture of the person who is sharing the screen. So it's nice if you're just trying to talk through a slide with somebody, but you can't show that person how to do that slide in appear.in. I still like appear.in though, because there's nothing to download. So if you use Skype or another program, you usually have to, both people have to download that program. Not the case with appear.in. You just go to the URL. It's super nifty. Okay, so this one is better. Skype was good, appear.in was better. Which one is the best, in my opinion? Zoom. And no, I'm not getting paid to talk about Zoom. I just really like Zoom. So you can see here, crystal clear again, just like our last one. It cuts off the screen very similarly to how the online VIPKID classroom cuts you off, which is nice because you can really get a good idea of like how much is going to be showing in your background. And when you go to share a slide, this is my favorite thing. When you go to share your screen, you can still see both people's videos. And you can write and draw and do all these cool things on the screen itself. So Zoom is really, really cool. On that note, if you are going through the hiring process and need some help, please reach out to your referring teacher. If you would like my help, please follow the steps below. I would love to help you get hired wherever you are in the hiring process. So I really hope that this video has been helpful to you, has given you some good tools and tips, and I'm super excited and hope to see you teaching and referring your friends to VIPKID. Thank you so much. If you liked this, give me a like, subscribe to my channel, let me know what you learned in the comments below and what you would like to learn in the future. Thank you. Bye.